You know, in any conflict, the most powerful person in the room isn't the loudest one. It's not the strongest one either. It's the one who is just completely and totally calm. This was the secret weapon of one of the most legendary warriors who ever lived, and we're going to break down exactly how he did it.
Just think back for a second. The last time somebody really challenged you. Maybe they got in your face or were just plain aggressive. What did you feel? And I mean physically. What was actually happening inside your body? Your heart starts hammering, right? Your muscles get all tight.
Before you even know what's going on, you're just swept up in this emotional storm. It's a biological trap. And the second you're caught in it, you've already lost control. Okay, so now let's talk about a guy who never, ever got caught in that trap. This is Miyamoto Musashi, Japan's most feared and respected samurai. He fought in over 60 deadly duels. We're talking actual life or death situations here. And his record? 0 losses. Not a single one. But here's the real kicker. His secret wasn't how fast he was with a sword. His true weapon was his mind. His mental control was so absolute that his opponents would often panic before the fight even really started. And the amazing part is, these same strategies work perfectly for our modern battles. So we're going to break down his 4 core secrets to achieving calm, and it all leads to one thing: mastering yourself. All right, let's dive right into his first secret for mastering any confrontation: creating emotional distance. This is the skill of taking a mental step back from your own feelings. So instead of being consumed by an emotion, you learn to just watch it. Musashi had this brilliant way of describing it. He said to think of your anger or your fear as just clouds drifting through a huge, open sky. The whole point is, you are the sky, not the temporary cloud passing by. It's incredible how a tiny shift in your language can change everything. See, when you say, "I am angry," you've completely identified with the emotion. You've become it. But if you just change it to, "I am feeling angry," suddenly there's a little space. That gap right there, that's where all your power is. So how do you practice this? It's actually incredibly simple. The next time you feel a strong emotion bubbling up, just do these 2 things. First, pause. Don't say a word, don't do a thing. And second, mentally label the feeling. Just that simple act creates the critical distance you need to stay in control. Okay, so you've created some space. Now let's move to the next secret, because this one is a real game changer: anticipatory awareness. And no, this isn't about reading minds. It's about knowing that people under pressure are, well, surprisingly predictable. And there's this amazing story that illustrates it perfectly. His most famous duel was against a
Breathing
rival named
is a
Sasaki
biological
Kishiro.
switch.
Musashi knew
Inhale
Kishiro was
4,
vain and impatient,
hold,
so he deliberately showed up hours late just to get in his head. He also knew Kajira's signature weapon was an extra long sword, so on the boat ride over, he literally carved a wooden sword from an oar, making it just slightly longer. He had won the fight mentally before it even began, just because he anticipated everything. And you can use this exact same tactic. Before you walk into any difficult conversation, just take 30 seconds to ask yourself these questions. This is what professional negotiators do. It arms your brain against surprise. And believe me, surprise is what triggers panic. So we've talked about the mind, but Musashi knew the mind and body are totally linked. And that brings us to his third secret: strategic breathing. For him, breathing wasn't just about relaxation. It was a weapon for maintaining clarity. And what's wild is that modern neuroscience completely backs him up on this. Slow, controlled breathing is like a biological switch. You can literally go from that high alert fight or flight mode to a state of calm, clear-headedness in just seconds. It actually flushes out the stress hormones that cloud your judgment. And here's the technique. It is so simple. You inhale through your nose for a count of 4, hold it for just 1 second, then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. That longer exhale, that's the key. Even doing this just once or twice can act like an internal reset button. Okay, so distance, awareness, and breath, they all set the stage for the final, most powerful principle of all: purposeful action. See, most people enter a conflict just reacting, driven by ego or fear. Musashi believed this was like fighting with a blindfold on. Purposeful action means every single word you say, every move you make, serves one clear goal. As Musashi himself wrote, the focus should always be on the greater objective. That clarity is like an anchor that holds you steady in the middle of a storm. So here's how to put this into practice. Before any tough conversation, just ask yourself this one simple question. What is my real goal here? Answer it in one simple sentence and just repeat it to yourself. That'll be your guide, and it will keep you from acting on pure impulse.
So when you put all four of these secrets together, the emotional distance, that anticipatory awareness, the strategic breathing, and purposeful action, you get to the final goal. And it's not about winning fights, it's about mastering yourself and really transcending conflict altogether.
Musashi's duels were fought with swords, sure, but our battlefields, they look a lot more like this. Stressful meetings, those heated arguments online, difficult family stuff. His principles are maybe even more relevant today in a world that constantly wants to provoke an instant emotional reaction from us. Because ultimately, what Musashi teaches us is that true power isn't about defeating other people. It's about mastering yourself. It's about realizing you have the clarity to choose which fights are even worth your energy in the first place. So, the final question is for you. Now that you have the tools to reclaim your energy and find your clarity, where are you going to direct yours?